Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Happy Thursday. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. If you are coming on, please do me a favor, maybe a couple favors. Number one, I want you to hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know. Your boy, Prophet Ramon, and the squad. We are all live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So if you're coming on, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, and also put in the comments what city you're watching me from today. I would love to know what city you're watching me from today. So please put in the comments what city you're watching me from today. We're going to have a great discussion. I'm super excited because I'm starting to see a lot of people in our business and ministry community take heed to what I'm saying. And I'm super excited about that because they're starting to see progress. They're starting to see results because they're listening to what I'm explaining to them, especially during this time that we're in. And so that's what we're going to really be leaning in and talking about today. So hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, let them know we're live, and put in the comments what city you are representing, what city you're watching me from. So once you've done that, I want to remind you, please, especially if you get value from this show, from the videos that we post on a daily basis, please take a moment. Maybe you have to sign into your Gmail account, but please take a moment and subscribe to my YouTube page. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and we really need your support. So if you could subscribe to my YouTube page, it would be very appreciated. And while you're at it, feel free to follow me on every other platform. You can find me on all platforms at Ramonepreston. So whether you go to Google, whether you go to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, if you search Ramonepreston, I should show up. And when I do, I'm just asking that you subscribe to my YouTube page and follow me or like and share the content that you see us post on a daily basis. I want to give a shout out to all of you who are already a part of our business and ministry community. We just recently launched our School of Prophets. So for all of you that are part of our ministry community and you're looking to get some training from me for ministry, we just launched the School of Prophets program. It's a one-year training, and I'm taking a lot of time to train men and women who want to be raised up in ministry. So if you have a calling on your life, if you believe that God is speaking to you and dealing with you, and you know that you need to be trained and prepared for what He's called you to, I want you to at least consider being a part of our School of Prophets. I also want to say thank you and just give a shout out to all of you that are members of our business and financial programs. We have many people who are students in our Millionaire Blueprint. It's our online business and financial training program. So I want to give a shout out to all of you. Those of you that are members of our Millionaire Mentorship program. We have a one-year coaching and consulting program that we take 1 year to work with our clients who want coaching from me and who want that type of support and that information. So shout out to all of you that are in our mentorship program. We even have a few people that are in our certification for coaching and our incubator program. It's more of a consulting program that we work with our clients to help them build their infrastructures and integrate their systems and processes. And shout out to our licensees, those who have made the decision to become licensees. So all of you that are in our business and ministry community, I want you to know we love you, we appreciate you, and we thank you so much for trusting me, for trusting us to serve you in ministry and in business. So for those of you that don't know, let me just say officially, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. I'm your host, Ramonepreston. Every Monday through Friday, we show up here on this show. I literally carve out at least an hour a day from 12 p.m. Eastern to 1 to show up here. I literally come out of my office, or if I'm out and about, I make my way here so that I can take at least 1 hour of a busy day every day of the week to share information with you that I know is working for us, and it's working for the people that we serve as clients, as students, and as mentees in our programs and in the services that we provide. And all of the information that I share with you on this show is really a direct reflection of my life personally. I share what I do. So when I do something and it works for me, I immediately circle back around and share it with my community, because I know it works for me, and I know if you put it to practice, it can actually work for you. And not only is this a reflection of my life personally, but it's an extension of everything that we do here at Ramonepreston Enterprises. So our entire organization is built around coaching, consulting, and training. That's what I do. I love to coach. I love to consult people. I love to train and educate people, and we have built an organization around that, and all of our programs and products and services are really extensions of my core competencies and what I love to do. So anything that I share with you on this show, if you watch our videos online, particularly on YouTube, we have over 1,800 videos. Most of those videos are based on things that I teach and I live by, things that I provide to my clients and students. So you're getting real information, things that can really help you start your businesses or ministries or income streams. They can help you structure them and scale them to the next level. So today, really the theme of our discussion on this show today is really built around two critical questions. The question is, number one, are we in a recession? Like, are we in a recession? And question number two, what are we going to do about it? Okay, what are we going to do about it? So today was the day that a lot of information was released, you know, just from different governmental agencies and economic agencies that wanted to give us an update on where we are in the economy. And so if in fact we are in a recession, okay, if we're in a recession, what are we going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you feeling the pinch in certain areas? I want you to just think about your life as it is. So on your job or in your home, when it comes to your bills, do you see certain things changing? When you go to the store every week and shop for groceries or get gas, or when you're renewing your lease in your apartment, or when you're trying to refinance your house, or maybe you're trying to purchase a home, or maybe you went to go buy another car, or maybe you have a car that you just recently bought. So are there some areas in your life personally or even financially that you see certain things are changing? Did your rent go up? Did somebody acquire that apartment complex you live in? Did a new company come take over and they're starting to do different things in that complex, and now your rent is going to be going up $100 or $200? Did you try to go get a car and the interest rate was higher? Or were you under a contract to purchase a home and now they're underwriting your loan again, and now your interest rate is going to be different? So all of these things, the reason why I'm bringing it up, all of these things are indications that something has changed and something is continuing to change in our economy. So when you hear people talking about are we or are we not in a recession, that word recession is really directly connected to the economy as a whole. So it could be different areas in the economy, different industries in this economy, different markets, but nevertheless, not only can we potentially be in a recession as a nation economically, but many people individually are already living in a recession. Maybe you work on a job that you really don't make enough money and you don't have any other outlets, any other vehicles, any other ways to increase your income. Or maybe you make a lot of money, but you're paying a lot in taxes and you're losing a lot of money just because you don't have the right strategies or information to help you. Maybe you're a business owner. You own some type of entity, an organization, a company, a for-profit or non-profit enterprise, and you're losing donors and sponsors and people not supporting you today as they did 3 years ago. Or maybe you lost a lot of business and people are reneging on contracts and they're breaching their contracts and they're no longer doing business with you, or they're not renewing those contracts. Or maybe you have some subscription-based business, or just your sales are low. These are all indications that you may very well be feeling the pinch of a recession. But again, the question is, are we in a recession? And whether we are or not, what are we going to do about it? Because even if the entire country is not in a recession, I already know people are in recessions. I talk to clients every day, and I talk to clients who are living their lives literally in a recession. Everything is going up except their money. And nothing is changing, and they're waking up every day doing the same thing, all right? I talk to people every day who feel the pinch at the pump, who feel the pinch in their bills, who feel the pinch in their utilities going up, who feel the pinch when they go grocery shopping or school shopping for the family, and they're seeing things going up and they just don't have enough money. They got more month than they got money. But the second question to this discussion is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to continue to just stay stuck where you at? Are you going to continue to live in this perpetual cycle? Or are you going to do something about it? And that's what I want to talk to you about. See, yes, I'm a host of this show. Yes, I show up here and sometimes I goof off, and I might not always present myself as polished as I could be. You know, I'm not dressed the part as a business consultant, but guess what? What I do know is the information that I share with you is information that has changed my life. It's changing my staff's life, and it's changed a lot of clients and students that have listened to me, that have believed me, and that have taken what I'm sharing with them and showing them and have implemented in their lives. And so you're going to have to make that decision today, especially if you've popped up on this show today and you're listening to me and you're like, listen, I got to change something. I got to do something different. I do not want to be a victim. I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to stay stuck. I don't want to repeat the same perpetual cycles. Well, guess what? All you have to do is go to Google, okay? And I want you to Google recession news, Google recession information, and see what information, what news, what data have they released today, like they typically do at the end of certain quarters, to let you know what's going on. So for example, the first quarter, January, February, and March, there was information that came out in April, economic information to let us know how the GDP, or the gross domestic product, how the economy as a whole was. So we won't overdo it with lingo, okay? And then you have the second quarter, March, April, and May. Well, you have April, May, and June, rather. That's the second quarter, April, May, and June. So in April, there was information that came out to help us understand what happened economically January, February, and March. Well, then we have the second quarter, April, May, and June. And then in July, the end of July, particularly today, July 28th, they put information out to let you know how the economy was in the second quarter for April, May, and June. And so just generally speaking, so that we won't get, you know, tied up in all this economic lingo, just generally speaking, to simplify it, if an economy like the United States economy experiences a decline in their GDP, in the gross domestic product, meaning that there's not a lot of growth, there's not a lot of expansion, there's not a lot of economic activity, or not enough, if that happens for 2 quarters straight, then categorically we may be considered in a recession. And so this is some of the news that came out just today. So here's the news. The GDP fell 0.9% in Q2. So the second quarter of this year, April, May, and June, the GDP, the economy fell 0.9%. Okay, that follows a 1.6% decline in Q1. So that means for the last 2 quarters, from January to March, from April to June, the GDP fell. It didn't progress. It didn't move forward. It didn't expand, and it didn't accelerate. Both of these quarters were actually worse than what the Dow Jones estimated. Now, there are a lot of factors that play into why the GDP fell. It could have been inventories, it could have been supply and demand issues, it could have been goods and services that were not available, it could have been interest rates going up, it could have been inflation, it could have been people not spending money the way they did. So there are many factors that make up why these declines happen. But nevertheless, if we just go by pure data, that would mean categorically we're in a recession. And so if we are actually in a real categoric recession, then we're going to have to wait at least 2 more quarters. Okay, July, August, September, October, November, and December, that would be 2 quarters. So we won't really know until January or maybe February of 2023 like what the ultimate results are going to be. So that means you got to make a decision now. You cannot afford to wait till January, February of 2022 to figure out if we are or if we are not in a categoric recession. You got to make a decision now. Now, I'm sure some of this is boring you because you like, man, nobody don't want to talk about that. But you know you be feeling these things in your own personal life. Because again, when you think about recession, when you watch, all these news outlets and these media channels talk about these things, it don't resonate with you until you show up at the gas station and the gas is high. And now what it took $50 to fill up your tank is taking $80. You don't see it until you go to the grocery store and it's like, oh my God, milk is this much, eggs are that much. These items that we used to buy, baby food and different items, they're either no longer available and the demand goes up and the prices go up. Where 3 years ago you were shopping for a car and they told you could get this much of a car and this what the payments would be and this what the interest rate would be, and now that changed. Or it went up 20 to 30%. Or you renting somewhere and now the rent is going up and you like, why y'all going up so much? I thought I was supposed to go up $30 a year, and now they boosting your rent $300 a month. So you get what I'm saying? These things, they show up at your front door. And you got to make a decision to do something about it. You can't just keep talking about it. You can't just keep thinking about it. You can't just remain a victim of it. You got to do something about it. So today, that's what I want to talk to you about. Like, what are you supposed to do? What do you do? Well, I'm going to tell you, there are three areas you got to make a move in. Okay, there are 3 areas you got to make a move in. And I'm going to talk to you about those 3 areas today, okay? Because if you do not want to be a victim to the recession, if you want to control the narrative of your financial life, of your economic life, then guess what? You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to make a move. You can't just keep hypothetically speaking on the what ifs. You gotta make a move. You gotta do something. And let me just tell you this up front. A part of the moves that you're gonna have to make are gonna involve you spending money. If you just cheap and cheesy and you think everything gonna come to you for free, you're going to be a victim within the next 6 to 8 months. You're not gonna get out of this cycle. You're going to become more and more of a victim, and people or other systems are going to control the narrative of your life. So if we're in a recession, I'm going to go ahead and say, well, it looks categorically like we are. And the writing is on the wall. But guess what? Whether we are or we're not, let's look at the second part of this discussion. Okay? What are you going to do about it? I want to give you 3 things that you need to do, moves you need to make. And if you do these things, if you make these moves today, you can change the narrative of your life in the next 6 to 8 months. One of the things that I'm just so amazed at, and you know, this might even offend some people that know me personally, but I'm telling you, I am amazed at how many people my wife and I know, or how many people that know me and my wife and have seen our journey, not just in the last 20 years, but they've seen our journey just within the last 4 or 5 years. They've been around us. They've had some type of access to us. They may have been in communication with us and have never gravitated to the information that we have received and we live by and share with the people in our community. They've never done nothing with it. And they're probably worse off today than they were 4 to 5 years ago. You know why? Because they may have allowed money or the price or the cost of having access to that information to get in the way. But guess what? It has affected them negatively for whatever the reasons are. And I say this to people on both sides of our life. So whether you have a relationship with us because of a personal relationship, because of a ministry relationship, or because of a business relationship, you got to learn to operate in all 3. You got to learn to jump in and out where you fit in and not miss the opportunities. So, okay, me and my wife, we have relationships with people personally. We got relationships with people in ministry, and we got relationships with people in business. But we're still the same people, because guess what? I have relationships with people, and my relationship with them may not be or may not begin in one area, but once I get a relationship with them and I see that they operate in different areas or different facets, or they got different things that they do, I gotta make the decision to jump in those other areas and involve myself with it. I can't just stay stuck. If I got a personal relationship with someone, or if I got a business relationship with someone, or if I got a ministry relationship with someone, I can't just stay stuck in that ministry relationship and I see what they doing personally, or I see what they doing in business, and I refuse to jump in those veins and reap the benefits of those other relationships just because it may cost money or cost time or cost effort. Like, it amazes me how many people we come into contact with or come into contact with us and they just stay stuck in one area of relationship with us. They just join our ministry, or they do ministry with us, or they just have some type of family or friendly relationship with us, or they just do a business deal with us and they don't get the benefits of the other areas. You got to get out of that. You got to make a move. You got to start leaning in, and you got to start literally taking advantage, or more specifically, properly speaking, use these things to your advantage. So what are you going to do if you're feeling a recession? If you feeling the pinch at the pump, if your bills are more than your income, if you scrapping and scrambling, if you stuck and you're trying to get out of this rat race, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm asking you that question. What you going to do? What you going to do? Well, I'm going to tell you, there are 3 major moves you need to make. Number 1, you need to make a move in your money. You need to make a money move. This is the first move that you need to make, a move in your money. You need to do something with your money. Now, what are the things you're going to do? Well, first of all, you have to stop spending your money on things that ain't making you a better version of you. So that means you're going to have to start moving some of that money towards your education. So now, in order for you to make a money move, in order for you to do something in the area of your money, you got to learn about money. You got to educate yourself about money. You have to change your mindset about money. If you do not have enough money, at some point you got to accept the fact that it's because you don't know enough about money. Like, that was one of the biggest game changers for me. I remember 4 years ago when me and my wife sat down and we both made the decision that, you know what? We do not know enough about money, therefore we need to learn more about money. Because what we knew at the time about money, it was bringing in a certain level of money, but not enough money for us to do the things that we knew God wanted us to do. Okay, and guess what we had to do? We had to start at that point, and we had to make the decision that, you know what, we're gonna start learning. And I even told my wife, there's some things that you're gonna continue to do that I'm gonna go ahead and move some of my time over here so I can start educating myself about becoming a millionaire, educating myself about wealth, educating myself about things that relate to money, because I had to change my mindset about money. I had to change my relationship with money. So one of the first moves you need to make, especially within the next 6 to 8 months, you need to give yourself this time to say, you know what, I need to develop a better relationship with money. Because wherever you are financially, you have to accept it's a reflection of what you know financially. So this is about financial literacy, but financial literacy is too broad, it's too general, because it can include anything. Financial literacy can include credit repair, it can include banking, it can include a lot of things. But first and foremost, you need to develop a better relationship with money. So one of the things that you have to do is you have to educate yourself and learn about money. And I would recommend learning it and educating yourself on it from the perspective of becoming a millionaire. This is one of the reasons why 2 of my main programs is centered around being a millionaire. My training program is the Millionaire Blueprint. My coaching program is a Millionaire Mentorship. Why? Because you got to at least start thinking like a millionaire. You got to learn enough information and educate yourself enough that it can push you towards the trajectory of at least making $1 million. So that means you got to build a different relationship with money. If you still scrapping with a couple $1,000 and you can't get to a certain dollar amount every month or every year, it is because of the information and the relationship you have with money, or the lack thereof. Because if the information you have about money does not set you on the path to become a millionaire, you've got the wrong information, and that's why you keep hitting this ceiling. That's why you keep plateauing, because you can only operate on the level of information and knowledge that you have. Most people, and I know it to be, and I'm not just saying stuff, like I know a lot of people say things vaguely. So I want you to understand, I'm one of those people, when you hear me say most people or the average person, when I make statements like that, I'm not just throwing stuff out from the side of my head. I ain't just shooting from the hip talking. I've done research. I've done studies. I've read and I've observed and I've gathered data to see that these are studies, these are scientific proven experiences, these are things that have been researched. So my point is, most people who have information about money only have information about money that can make them maybe $30,000 or $40,000 a year. That's most people in America today. There's no like coincidence that 70% of households in America are considered middle class households. 29% of households in America are considered poor class. Only 1% of households in America are considered upper class, who make at least $400,000 a year or more. Why? It's the information they know. It's the information. It's the relationship they have with money. So that means you've got to get the right information and start learning the information, educating yourself so that you can develop the discipline and build the muscle and have a relationship with money that makes you okay and comfortable with at least targeting becoming a millionaire. So do you have access to that kind of information? Do you think you're going to just Google your way to that? Do you think you're going to just go to online platforms and just browse for free pieces of content and data points and somehow put it all together and it just works magically for you? No, it doesn't work like that. This is one of the reasons why education, particularly like online education or platforms like my university training platform, this is why this industry is booming. You know why? Because you can't get around it. So you can listen to somebody like me, you could go to my website, you can look at my prices and my products and programs, and you can say, man, ain't nobody buying that. I can learn that online, but you never learn it and you never do it because you can't get away from getting in the right place, in the right circle, getting the right information and centralizing that information, contextualizing that information so that it can start working for you. It don't work like that. There was a time in my life I thought it worked like that. So everything that I can talk about today, I know it to be true because there was a time I didn't think there was a need to have a business coach or a business consultant or mentors in business. I always felt like in my early years of entrepreneurship, I always felt like, man, what they gonna tell me? Like, I don't need that. I was that arrogant, that egotistical, that prideful as a man and as an entrepreneur that, oh, I could figure it out until I realized I couldn't. And the moment I started investing into mentors, the moment I started investing into having consultants on my team that I could call and reach out to and getting access into rooms and into relationships and circles that were full of people who were succeeding, I realized, oh my God, I've been wasting a lot of time and a lot of money. Like a lot of the money that I spent trying stuff that didn't work, I could have saved if I just used that money to invest to get in the right room or to get access to the right platforms or to pay for the right coach or mentor or consultant. It would have saved me money. But guess what? At some point, you're going to have to make that move. So the first move you need to make is the moving your money. And that move is about you getting the right information. That move is about you developing a better relationship with money. So what are some of the things that I would recommend you to learn when it comes to money? Well, there are a lot of things. Number one, when it comes to money, you need to learn how money is made. You need to learn how to make it. That's one of the first things you need to learn about money. How do you make money? And trust me, if all you know about making money is filling out an application and getting another job, you're still never gonna make enough money to pay your expenses and to have extra money to start building a life. It don't work that way. There was a time when I was financially ignorant. I literally worked one full-time job and two part-time jobs and still didn't have enough money. Like, there was literally a time that I worked one full-time job. Most of my days when I worked that job were 5:30 a.m. to 1. My first part-time job, I worked a couple days a week from 3 to 9, and then a couple days a week I worked from 11 to 7 on another part-time job. So I had 3 jobs, literally, one full-time job and 2 part-time jobs, and still didn't have enough money. You know why? Because I was still financially illiterate. So I was paying more taxes because I was a W-2 employee, number one. None of the jobs were symbiotic. So I was working 3 different kind of jobs. Well, actually 2 of them were the same. One of them was different. So 2 of them were the same, but it was just no there was no context. It was not centralized. I wasn't informed enough to know what to do, because I would have done it differently. So number one, you got to learn how to make money. So in order for you to learn how to make money, well, you got to learn about money. That's why I teach on the income ladder of success. I teach you about the fundamentals of financial literacy. This is why I teach my students and clients about income classes. What is the proper financial target you need to have? What type of vehicles you need to be in? And in addition to the mindset, because learning how to make money is about mindset. It's about mindset. So that means you gotta start getting information that changes your mind about money, that helps you to develop a better relationship with money. So if you are a student on the Millionaire Blueprint, or a client in our mentorship program or any of our programs, one of the first courses you should be going through, especially within this 6-month window that we're in, is called the Income Ladder of Success. That's the first course you should be going through. So if you are a member of the Millionaire Blueprint, or if you are a member of any of our programs and you have access to my online training courses, the first course you need to go through is the Income Ladder of Success. You need to go through that course because you need to develop a millionaire mindset. This course will help you develop a millionaire mindset. You will change your mindset about money. The second course would be the ABCs of financial literacy, but I would want that course to be second to this one. This would be the first course I want you to take. If you are on my program, I want you to take that course. You gotta take that course, and you need to take your time and go through it so that you could change your mind about income and understand that it's your number one wealth building tool. So I'm not going to tell you to go find a second job or quit your current job or start a business. The first thing you need to do, which is a move, is to learn about money and deal with money from a different perspective and have the mindset of a millionaire. So making money is about mindset first. So you got to get educated. Making money is also about skill set. Making money is about skill set. So that means if you want to learn how to make money, this is the basis of financial literacy. Credit repair is not the basis of financial literacy. I know some people think that because I talk to people all the time. And when I talk to people and they say, well, I talk to somebody who teaches financial literacy, so what do? They help you get your credit repaired. That ain't financial literacy. That may be a component or an aspect of it, but it's not the basis of it. That's not it, y'all. I'm telling you. And I have enough proof. I have clients who have been a part of credit repair programs that have failed for whatever the reasons are. I don't know why they failed, but when they came to me, I switched their mind about that. And now they're not focusing on trying to get their credit repaired. They're focusing on getting their income up. It's a big difference, because they're learning to have a different mindset about money, have a different relationship about money. They have different financial targets, and they know, number one, they need to learn how to make money. So it's a mindset, but then it's also a skill set. So what is the skill set behind making money? Here's the skill set. I'm gonna tell you what the skill set is. This is the skill set. I could say sales and marketing, but I like to put marketing first because marketing is so important. But making money as a skill set is about learning how to market yourself, market your products and services, or somebody else's products and services, and selling. And in order for you to market and sell, you have to learn more than just what you know, especially when what you know ain't working. So that's the first move you need to make, a money move, all right? The second move you need to make, the second thing you need to do is you need to make business moves. You need to learn to make business moves. Now, even though business involves starting and structuring a legal entity. But more importantly, business involves taking the mindset you have about money, taking the skill set you have about money with regard to marketing and sales, and learning to create more transactions. Because business is really the mature version of entrepreneurship, if that makes sense. So when you think about going into business, you should be going into business because you're already into entrepreneurship, or you're already into making transactions. You're into exchanges. You're already into creating, here's a sales term, conversions. So let me give you an example. When you start a business, a legal entity, a LLC, when you start a business, but you do not know how to use the mindset you have about money to fuel you, and the creativity you have in your skill set with marketing and sales, and you don't know how to make transactions, your business is already failing. When you go into business and you don't know how to make exchanges, which means you don't know how to do what I'm doing. You don't even know how to just go in front of a camera and start sharing the most valuable information you have in order to exchange what you know for someone's attention. You don't know how to do business. When you don't know how to make conversions, meaning that you do not know how to market and sell and bring anybody through a process so that they can become a customer or a client, you're not ready for business. You're just wasting your time, and at best, you just have a good idea on paper. Now, I know what I'm saying is like really triggering you, and it may be even convicting you, because you know what I'm saying is true. But don't just listen to it and get offended or feel funny about it and then leave the live and never make a move, never take action. I want to help you. Somebody's got to help you. And again, if we can get your mindset about money right and get you educated and trained, if we can start working on your skill set to show you how to market yourself, how to sell, how to create sales processes that actually work, and give you products and services, or connect you to the right products and services so you can learn how to make some transactions, make some exchanges, create some conversions, then the evolution or the growth and maturity to business ownership becomes easy. This is how it should actually be. All right. So this is the second move, or the second thing you need to do within the next 6 to 8 months while it seems like we're in a recession. The third thing you need to do, the third move you need to make, is all about systems and processes. So let's just assume you just made these three moves. Let's assume you make the money move and you say, you know what? I got to start learning about money. I need to get in the right community. I got to get around the right people so I can learn how to think like a millionaire. I get my mindset set for a millionaire. I change my financial targets. I have the right targets. Then I start working on my skill set. I start learning how to sell. I start learning how to market. I start learning how to give presentations. I start learning how to communicate. I learn these things so that I can start making transactions, exchanges, and conversions even while I work a job, if you work a job. Or if you don't work a job, you can do even more of these things to experiment, to practice over and over again, until you get better and until you start seeing results. And then you're in a business. So whether you own a legal entity or not, the fact that you can make transactions, exchanges, and conversions, whether you own a legal entity or not, proves that you know how to do business. And then once you start doing business, whether you own a legal entity or not, then you build what you're doing around systems and processes, or more appropriately, you build systems and processes around what you're doing. So now you can start taking what you're doing. I did it that way. When me and my wife started 19 years ago as a 2-person real estate team, we didn't have no LLC. We didn't have no corporation. We wasn't around here with no cards that said whatever Inc. or whatever LLC. We didn't care nothing about that. You know what we was concerned about? Can we make money? Can we get in front of the right people and get clients? In other words, we were focusing on making sure our mindset was correct, that we knew what we wanted to do. We was focused on our skill set. And the truth is this, I wish I had a card. I'm gonna find one of the first cards we had. One of the first cards me and my wife had probably in 2003 or 2004. It was like a little makeshift card. Somebody printed them out on their computer. They designed them for us. I remember the person who did it. They took a photo we took with a little 35mm camera, and it was me and my wife standing beside each other with blue suits on. She had a black suit. I think I had a blue suit, or maybe she had a blue suit. I don't know. I had a tie on, and on the card we had the Preston team. That's what we had, the Preston team. That's what we called ourselves. We didn't have no corporation. We didn't have no LLC. We didn't have no holding company. We were the Preston team. And the only thing we had on there was, I think my wife's name, I think she had under her real estate specialist or real estate consultant. We had some name for her. And for me, mine was sales and marketing specialist. I was the sales and marketing specialist because I was the one trying to sell everybody the dream of you need to use us. But my point is, we did the first thing. We made the first move. We knew we needed to make money. We knew we needed to learn how to make money. We knew we needed to sell and market ourselves. We knew we needed to get in front of more people because we need to make transactions, exchanges, and conversions. And then once we proved the concept of what we were doing, we put a business around it. And once we started the business, then we realized we needed systems and processes, because that's the next thing that you're going to do. So for the next 6 to 8 months, all you should be focusing on is the money move, the business move, and the systems and processes. Now again, the systems and processes are all about you learning sales systems. That means you're gonna have to put a CRM together if you're gonna do business. Even if you're an independent contractor, you need to have some platform that you can put information in. You can house this data. Okay, you're gonna need a marketing system and process. You're gonna need a financial system and process. I know people who own businesses today who don't have financial systems. They don't even have financial systems for their own personal finances. So they don't know if they're coming or going. They don't know their numbers. And you need operational systems and processes. Now again, it may take you the next 6 to 8 months to put all this together. It may take you the next 6 to 8 months to learn all this. But what else you gonna do? What else you gonna do? Are you gonna just be a victim of the recession? Are you gonna just be suffocated by the economic uncertainties? Are you gonna just sit back and continue to do the same thing you're doing? Or are you gonna step up and make a move? So again, if you are already a part of one of our programs, then you just need to make a move and get on there and start learning. Start educating yourself, start training. And if you're in one of our programs and you need me to sit down with you on a one-on-one basis, then you just need to reach out to me, because we need to schedule those one-on-ones so that you can get some coaching and some help with putting this type of game plan together. If you're not a student in the Millionaire Blueprint and you do not have access to all of this information that I teach about money, business, holding companies, systems, sales, marketing, processes, then what you need to do is you need to text the word millionaire. This is what you need to do. You need to text this word millionaire to 404-478-7213. And so when you text this number, we'll reach back out to you today and we can find out from you what exactly you want to do, what the issues are that you're having in your finances or in your business or both, and what is the most important thing you need access to. Is it training on money, business, systems and processes? Or is it some coaching? Do you need me to sit down with you to help you fix some of these problems, develop some solutions, and put a game plan together for you? Maybe it's both, but we can't get to that point unless you make a move and you text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this thing is real. And you could just keep watching people like me and thinking, okay, things are going to change at some point. It's going to work itself out. It's going to iron itself out. If it hasn't happened already, if you haven't seen that happen already, you got to get out of that. You got to stop thinking about it and talking about it. And you got to make a move. You got to do something about it. And if you know me and my wife, whether you know us from a ministry perspective, a business perspective, and a personal perspective, why are you going to just stay in one area and over here we're winning and thriving, but you just can't see yourself making that move? It's ridiculous. I'm going to be the one to tell you. Like, it's ridiculous. I just said this to a lot of the people who are in our ministry community last Friday when we had a revival. I was telling all of them in there that, first of all, we're in a new era. And because we're in a new era, I'm not cutting corners with you. I'm not trying to pacify your emotions so you won't get offended and get your feelings hurt, but you still struggle and you suffer. I'm not going through that, okay? I'm not cutting corners with people. But I was explaining to them that me and my wife, we have a calling to be leaders in ministry and in business. That's our calling. Everybody might not be called to that. Some preachers and pastors and ministry leaders, they not called to business. That's their business. That ain't my business. I'm concerned about my business. But I know what me and my wife are called to. We're called to be leaders, church leaders, ministry leaders, and business leaders. And we do both well. We've done it well, successfully for 19 years, and we have built our lives around that. We have done it with integrity. We've done it with character. We've done it consistently. We have 20 years of doing it. That's longevity. And we're building legacies in both areas. And I was telling this group of people last Friday that if you are a part of our community, especially if God brought you into our community on the ministry side, you can't just be over here on the church side and you don't see the business side and get that for yourself. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. It's counterproductive because that's not the kind of leadership or community or church family God put you in. So you got to get past this money issue. Well, I ain't got enough money. Well, I just can't afford it. You can't afford not to. You can't afford not to. So you got to make that move, and you got to put yourself in the circles. You got to put yourself in the places around the right people with the right information, with the right support to help you do what you need to do within the next 6 to 8 months. So I urge you, text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. I'll be more than happy to speak with you if you have any questions about your financial situation, your business, your ministry, or you just need to know what direction you need to go. Even if it's not with us, I'm just happy you're doing something. I would love to speak with you. All you have to do is just reach out to us with the number you see behind me, 404-478-7213. So we've got more work that we need to go do for the remainder of this Thursday here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. But I appreciate all of you for taking the time to join us today on the show. Please subscribe to my YouTube page. Please, even if it prompts you to sign in to your Gmail or Google account or email account, please take a few moments and subscribe. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and we really want to get to that 10,000. I think we should be there already. We have almost 1,800 or a little over 1,800 videos on YouTube alone. And most of these videos, I'm giving you a lot of information about money, business, holding companies, financial literacy, sales, marketing, real estate investing. I mean, a lot of valuable information for free, okay? And all we ask is your subscription. That's all. And we can't even demand it. You can still watch the videos for free. But I'm just asking you personally for you to take the time to subscribe to my YouTube page. If we have already brought value to you, if we've served you, educated you, or helped you in any capacity, please go to Google, type in Ramonepreston Enterprises, and leave your boy a Google review. Leave me a star review. Let the world know that you're getting something from what we're giving out. People need to know that. Like, you can't get all of this free content and all of this help and support. We have tons of people who call us, text us, email us, sometimes just asking questions, and we give them answers, and they never do business with us, and we can't even get a review. We can't even get a like, a share, a follow, a subscription, or a comment. No, that's not how we uphold and uplift our community members and our leaders and the people who are doing a good service to our community. We support them on every level. So I'm asking you to do that, okay? And when you go to any other platform, just type in Ramonepreston. You can find me at Ramonepreston, and I would love for you to follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You don't stop, because it's all appreciated. So thank you for joining the Ramonepreston Show. We'll be back here tomorrow, 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time, with more information to help you start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. Love you. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Ramonepreston Show.